This week on We Love to Camp, we're talking about free camping. The good kind of camping, not Walmart. Stay tuned. Hey campers, what's going on? This week we're going to talk about some free camping. I'm talking about free higher end resort camping. I haven't been to a high end resort, so I don't know how high end this is, but these are pretty nice. Now, when we first bought our first camper at Tom Raper, the salesman, he asked us, says, would you like some free camping? Well, of course. So he says, I'll put you in contact with somebody. Someone will be calling you. I think it was probably about almost a month later. I got a phone call and they're asking me about wanting to come in and listen to buying into their campground resorts. So we ended up at the Mohican State Park area in Ohio, and we were talking to a sales lady, a very pushy sales lady. It was brutal. She was very, very, very hard going and very insistent and basically trying to sniff out the cash in our pockets. However, when we finally said, no, ain't gonna happen, we're not interested, she says, okay, well, you get 2 free weeks of camping. You've got a year to use it. No weekends, no holidays, and here you go. And she gave us some vouchers. And at first I was kind of thinking, yeah, okay, whatever. Then we made reservations. And when we went there and actually started camping there, it was totally different. When we were there to talk to the sales lady, she didn't really show us the campground. She showed us the river and she showed us some nice scenery over here, but she didn't really show us the campgrounds. So then when we got there to camp, you know, of course we go straight to the campgrounds, and it was beautiful. It really was. And I mean, it was right on the banks of the river. We didn't even have a riverside spot, and I could still throw a rock into the water from our campsite. Beautiful. Of course, it rained the entire week we were there. Nice. Nonetheless, it was a very, very nice campground. The following year, we went up north, up to Lake Erie. I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but it was up north. And I remember we went into Pennsylvania a couple times. But it was another wonderful campground. Well, it was another wonderful camping area. The campgrounds were kind of okay. It was just something or another adventure resort, and they'd closed down the water park in it when this company bought it. This would have been Travel Resorts of America. When they bought it, they closed the water park, and it was just no more an adventure resort, just a resort. But we still had a great time, and it was still free. And, you know, that's always good. So we got 2 free weeks for listening to their spiel for about 5 hours. Mentioned this on one of the Facebook pages, and somebody says, my time's worth too much for that. It's like, well, I don't know. I got 10 days of free camping for a few hours in one day of listening to some saleswoman. So I don't know how much he makes and how much he can spend on 2 weeks of vacations, but the math doesn't add up to me. Fast forward a couple years, it's 2020, I'm at work. Somehow I keep getting all these resorts coming across my Facebook feed, and they say, join us for free camping, come over for free camping, everything, free camping. And finally I click on one of them and found out that, you know, hey, very similar situation. We went over to Wapakoneta in Ohio, and it was the same thing. Listened to the spiel, another sales lady. They offered us a free cold sub sandwich. It was food, it was substance. But this one, they actually took us around the campgrounds there. Their campground was very nice. Nice sized lots. You weren't crammed in together. It wasn't just like a parking lot. A lot of nice camping going on there. They had a lake to fish out of. They had, you know, all kinds of stuff. And it was a really, really nice place. But again, it was an overpriced membership, and then you have to pay every year for maintenance fees and whatnot, and it's still extremely expensive. So we did that 2020, and then 2021, we went to one of their resorts, and we went up into Michigan, and it was Grand Haven, Michigan. This was a beautiful place. The area was beautiful. Of course, it's, you know, right off the lake. Beautiful area. Campgrounds themselves, they were pretty awesome. Large campgrounds. Matter of fact, it used to be a Jellystone. They bought it from a Jellystone campgrounds. Last summer, 22, Venture Out Resorts contacts us again and say, hey, how would you like to do some free camping and look into purchasing into our group? I'm like, well, hey, yeah, I'll do it again. They must have forgot that we've been there already. So we go and we're listening to their spiel, and one of their higher up salesmen, he walks over and he takes over. He starts asking questions that are supposed to like really get to me as a family man. And he's asking, so how was your vacation? Where did you guys go? So, oh, we went up to Grand Haven. He says, oh, that's a beautiful place, isn't it? You know, we start talking about it, and he says, well, how was the trip? How was your vacation there? I said, honestly, it was probably one of our best vacations ever. Right then, he thought he had us on the hook. So he starts pushing a little bit. Says, you know, how would you like to join in? How would you like to buy into our timeshare? Basically, it's a timeshare. And me and a wife were both kind of like, oh, I don't know. It's a lot of money. We just spent a lot of money over here. We can't really do this. And he says, well, I don't know. You know, if you join now, we can do this and this. It's like, yeah. Of course, we already knew we weren't doing it. I was like, you know what? We can't do it. We can't do it. And he says, well, I thought I had you. I was like, what? He says, when you told me that it was the best vacation your family had ever gone on, I thought I had you. I said, no, can't do it. Not right now. He says, well, here you go. Here's another week on us. And he hands me the vouchers. He says, he tells me, he says, maybe I'll call you back next summer and you can come back and then you can buy. I was like, maybe. So I might get another free week of camping off of them. See how long I can string them along on this. Apparently there's quite a few resort companies that do this. And you know, it's always the same type of thing. They always want to sell you an overpriced membership. And we're talking like thousands and thousands. They always have $500 a year maintenance fee. But, you know, you do get to go camping for free or for like $3 a night or something like that. If you camp a lot and they have a lot of campgrounds in your area, it could be beneficial. This other one, Venture Out Resort, they've got a bunch of campgrounds up in Michigan. The reality is if you lived in central Michigan, you could get your money's worth out of this. They have them all up and down. They got them up in Mackinac. They've got them all down the coast on the left or all down the left-hand side of the state. They've got some over here on the right, up by Standish, they have one. They've got them all over the place. I think they got 5 or 6 of them in there. And then they also have affiliate campgrounds that, you know, are associated with Venture Out. So when you join them, you can go and camp at these affiliate ones, but it still costs like $10 a night. Still $10 a night. So I think that one, they've got campgrounds here in Ohio. They got 2 or 3 of them, and then they have a couple in New York, and that's what I'm hoping to do this summer is go to one of the New York ones. Niagara Falls has been a bucket list thing for me for most of my life, and I'd like to go see it. If I can go for a week for free, even better. When you go into these things, you got to go in knowing what your plan is, because they are hardcore salespeople. Let's not be foolish here. Let's not ignore the facts. They put you in a contract that's impossible to get out of. There are companies out there, as lawyers, who specialize in trying to get you out of these. They tell you, say, oh, you know, look, you buy this membership and it's yours for life. And then when you die, your kids can get it. So now, you know, another generation of people are responsible for $500 a year maintenance fees, and they don't even want to go camping. on a lot of these, you can't sell the membership. It's yours for life. It's hard to get out of, and you have to search for a lawyer to get you out of it. So you've got to go into it knowing what you're going into. But nonetheless, if you go in, spend a few hours listening to their spiel, pretend that you're interested, and, play good cop, bad cop, you and the wife or you and the husband, where one of you says, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And the other one's going to say, no, we can't afford it. But whatever, get free camping. And some of it, like I said, up there at the one in Michigan that we went to in Grand Haven, it was the best vacation we ever had. That's going to be it this week. I'd really hoped to come up with all kinds of links and all kinds of stories, but on the camping pages, this didn't go over very well. So I don't know, people don't like free, I don't know. Something that came across my Facebook timeline memories today. Check this out. Just because it's cold and snowy doesn't mean you can't enjoy the camper. I'm itching to go camping. The family is itching to go camping. So what I did, I said, hey, let's go out to eat. I've got an idea. We went to KFC, threw the food in the truck, and we headed to the storage unit where the camper was stored. Walked in there. I already had the battery hooked up. I threw out the slide, fired up the furnace, and said, hey, come on, let's go inside and eat like we're camping. And it was a good surprise. They were both happy. You can see he was really little at the time. And it was a pretty cool idea. Both of them enjoyed it. And then I had to clean up the mess. So hopefully we'll get to go camping soon, and we'll get to see you at the campgrounds. See you next week.